So, you're thinking about writing a book. Well, these are my top tips for getting you started. Hello, my lovelies, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Christina, and I'm a Swedish romance author with 5 published books so far. Number 6 is set to be released later this year. Here on my channel, I share my writing and my lifestyle as a full-time author, and also occasionally some odd bits and bobs about things I get up to. So you never know what you're gonna get. And to you who are not new here, welcome back. I love having you here. And as you can tell, today's video is going to be in English, so I tend to do that sometimes. Sometimes my videos are in Swedish with English subtitles, and sometimes I do them in English completely. So this time it's in English, I hope you will. So today's video is a throwback video. One of my first ever YouTube videos was my 5 best writing advice. And I thought it would be fun to do that again to see if some things has changed in the past 2 years. I will link the original video up here somewhere so you can go watch it if you want to. I'm not sure it has English subtitles, but I think it does. Otherwise, I will take care of that. But before we get into the advice that I'm gonna share with you, I would like to say that there are just as many ways about going about writing a book as there are writers. What works for me may not work for you. So take all of the writing advices out there with a little bit of grain of salt and experiment to find what works for you. For example, I never use detailed outlines or character sheets when I write, but other writers love to use them and they work great for them. With that said, let's get started. My first advice is write down what you know so far. If you're thinking about writing a book, I assume that you have a general idea about what it's going to be about. So write that down. Even if you don't have the whole picture right now, just write down what you know. It could be a scene that you know you want to have. You can write down what your character likes or dislikes, or yeah, basically things that you have right now. And during the process of writing, you add this document as soon as you think of something. And you just keep adding. As soon as you think of something, oh, this could be a great scene, or that dialogue, or something like that. You might not end up using all the things you put in this document, but at least you wrote it down and don't forget about it. Because that has happened to me a few times. I get this brilliant idea for a dialogue, and I think, oh, I'm gonna remember that one. I don't write it down, and poof, it's gone. So yeah, just write everything down that has to do with your story and keep it in one document. Advice number 2 is to just get started writing. It's as simple and as hard as that. Don't get too caught up with all the writing rules, the plotting outlines, the character sheets, and all that stuff. You can do them later. Just get started with what you've already got. I mean, we all sucked in the beginning and had no clue what we were doing, at least most of us. But we get better if we practice. Okay, that sounded a bit dirty. Get your head out of the gutter, please. Just because I'm a romance writer, my thoughts don't have to wander there every time. But yeah, okay. Jokes aside, the more you practice, the better you get, and the easier it will be to include all these other things and pay attention to them. And so, yeah, just get started. Advice number 3 is to set aside time for your writing. Just like all the other things that we plan in our daily schedule, like working out, doing the laundry, having coffee with friends, you need to schedule time for your writing. That may mean that you have to get up half an hour earlier in the morning to get some writing in before you go to work or send the kids off to school. Not watch TV when the kids go to sleep at night. So instead of putting on the TV, you go sit in front of your computer and write a couple of scenes. Or you can try to write on your commute to work if that is possible. It's all about prioritizing and making it work for you. But set aside time to write. If it's important to you, you do that. Advice number 4, if you get stuck, do something else. I have learned that when I get stuck and don't know what to do or in what direction my story is going, it is my mind telling me that I have unresolved things in my plot, and I need to let my mind work it through on its own. If I do something else while my mind is busy working the things through, then it usually goes a lot faster than if I'm sitting there staring at the computer screen waiting for a miracle to happen. But if all things fail and I still don't get unstuck, I like to use the words what if. What if is a good way to explore what could happen in your story given different circumstances. You write them down and maybe one of them will make it click in your mind and just, yeah, that's the way. That's the way to go. Advice number 5 is to learn your craft. I know that I said in number 2 that you should just get started writing and not pay so much attention to anything else. But as you write and as you progress and get more into your story, learning about the craft is a good thing. You need to start understanding the basics of show don't tell, pacing, and the importance of your characters' wants and needs and how to use them. And a way to learn more about your craft is either by reading books about writing, searching the internet, or YouTube. YouTube is a great source of knowledge when it comes to these things. But don't get too caught up in these things, because number 6, have fun. The most important thing is to have fun while you are writing. Let your creativity flow and go a little crazy. It's your story. You can do whatever you want with it. The first draft is just that, a first draft. Just like this one says, you don't have to get it perfect the first time around. Like, say, a brain surgeon. You can always edit your pages. And God knows how many times I have edited my books before they are published. I mean, at the end of, I'm so sick and tired of them, of the story. But each time I edit, they get a little better. And I get a little better at the craft. So, when you're writing your first draft, go crazy. And when you edit, that's when you have to control yourself and rein it all in. So I hope that these tips were helpful. If you have any additional tips that you would like to share, please leave them in the comment down below. Or if you have any questions, you can also write them in the comment section and I will do my best to answer them. If you want more videos like this and some other bits and pieces like vlogs and travels and things like that, please do subscribe and give this video a like. I will see you in the next one. Bye! Number 4. If you get stuck, do something else. I have learned that when I get stuck and don't know in which direction to go with my story, that's my mind. She's looking for attention. Hey baby. Hey baby. Hey baby. Oh, my foot's asleep. Okay. Let's do another one. Number 5. Let's see if she can be quiet so we can do number 5.